Hey everyone, it's Kat and I am back today for a lip wear test, a good old-fashioned lip wear test. I picked up one of the new MAC formulas that released only this week in Australia. So these are the Locked Kiss 24-hour lipsticks. Now that might sound familiar. They did have Locked Kiss liquid lipsticks. I did do a mini wear test on those and I didn't think they were that interesting, but I do prefer a bullet lipstick over a liquid lipstick. So when I saw these and I saw this shade, which is stunning, it's the shade Renegade, I thought I wanted to try it. Now these are a whopping 54 Australian dollars. It's crazy. Now I went to a MAC store to buy this. The counters in Myer and David Jones didn't have them yet. Apparently they're coming later in the week. So if you've looked there, they're coming. But yeah, these are really expensive for MAC. So I'm hoping they're actually pretty decent. I'm going to talk about the claims of these and then we're going to just jump in, show you the application and get straight into the wear test. So these claim to be 24-hour wear, kiss-proof, transfer-resistant, comfortable, rich, matte color. So this features an ultra-precise slim stick. It's their longest wearing lipstick to date. Effortlessly douses lips with a full coverage, ultra creamy matte finish. This good for lips formula comes nutrient packed with conditioning passion fruit oil for comfortable next to naked feel. Can tell you already that that's not the case. No skipping, no dragging, and no touch-ups needed. Just twist up and glide to apply, then recap until you hear a click once for your look is locked to preserve freshness and prevent this innovative transfer-resistant formula from drying out. So you need to make sure you click it, which is fine. I don't think that's hard to do. So the main claims here is bold, matte, comfortable, good for your lips, not drying, and 24-hour wearing. Now, I'm not going to wear this for 24 hours. It's not going to happen, but I am easily going to wear this for 12 hours, possibly even more. So let's get on to the application and the wear test. All right, it is 8:33 a.m. and I'm putting this lipstick on. I've only done sort of half my makeup today, so you'll probably see my makeup progress throughout the day because I do want to do an eyeshadow look, but I don't have time at the moment. So I wanted to start this as early as possible. So I'm just wound it up a tiny bit. I don't know how creamy this is. Okay, just a little touch and a lot of product does dispense on the lips, but it does feel quite matte. So it's a very thin layer. Well, as it sort of breaks that top layer, it's getting a lot creamier and more pigmented. All right, first impressions, this lipstick color is stunning. It is definitely a very, very vibrant orangey red, so very heavy on the orange emphasis, but I love that. It's also quite flat, matte looking, so it just makes the color stand out and look gorgeous. It is definitely matte. There's a little bit of grip to the lips. It doesn't feel sort of hydrating, but it doesn't feel at the moment super drying. I think this is going to be more of a obviously long wear sort of setting, probably throughout the day, a bit of a drier matte. I did feel like there was a bit of tugging to first apply it, but I feel like that was just the sort of top layer of the lipstick sort of being fresh and unbroken. Once I sort of got into it, it sort of flowed a lot better. It's already feeling like it's touch dry, so this is not going to be for people that have dry lips. I have fairly normal lips, so I find that matte lipsticks, some of them can make my lips look hideously dry. Others I can handle no problem, so I've got pretty normal lips. Kiss test, look, very little transfer. So I think the outsides was where I sort of built it up a little bit and it was taking a little bit longer to set, but this is pretty set and I love the look of it. All right, time to check in with my lip product. So I've been wearing this for 4 hours and I have just had a coffee with it. So I was out this morning getting my windscreen on my car replaced and I took a photo of me checking in with this before I had a coffee. So that was about 2 hours wear. Everything looked perfect up until that point. Then I had a coffee and everything is still looking fine. I wanted to check in before I had lunch because that's where things can go a little bit sour and that's what I'm about to do. But this is it at 4 hours and 1 coffee and 1 biscuit later. So zoomed in, it still looks vibrant and bold and really, really pretty. One thing you might notice is there is a little bit of wearing on the outer portion here. So I just think it's worth noting that it's starting to feel a little bit dry, because if you had really dry lips, I think you would notice it a lot. For me, it's not too bad. All right, it is 2:30. So I have been wearing this lip product for 6 hours, and I've set this camera up specifically so I can't see what it looks like, because I had lunch and I know there was a lot of transferring. So I'm a bit concerned. Ready for the reveal? Oh, it's actually not bad. It's definitely worn off, but it's looking really nice and even. I'm surprised. I actually thought after lunch I was gonna have to call this. I thought it was gonna be all over my chin. I thought it was going to be an absolute nightmare, and I thought I was going to have to reapply, but this is a nice surprise. All right, it's only been half an hour since my last check-in, but it's starting to bug me that I've just left this, because the claim is that you're not supposed to touch up during the day. But if you do want it to look good, I reckon at this point I would touch up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have best of both worlds. I'm going to touch up one half. So let's have a look. I still love this color. Feels nice and refreshed, doesn't feel heavy, doesn't feel chunky, but we can also see that if you didn't touch up, how it'll go. All right, it's 8:30, so this has been on for 12 hours, and this has been on for about 5.5 hours. This is through eating dinner, and there is no way in hell that this is lasting 24 hours. There is barely any left. It's not too dry, not too uncomfortable, which is great. So it's surprisingly comfortable, but there's really not much left. I've got a baby wipe. I was going to show you how much left is on this side. Tiny bit. Like, that's not going to last another 12 hours. No way in hell. And then this is the one that's I reapplied, and the reapplication was fine. There's no dry chunky bits. That's just been on for 5 hours and through one meal. So luckily they remove fairly easily, but there is no way that was lasting 24 hours. Absolutely not. All right, I'm back, and it is a few days later, and I've used this lipstick now. I think this is like my third time. I just didn't want the wear test to be an anomaly and be like, okay, that particularly messy lunch ruined the wear test. So I have a better idea of what I think about this, and I'm just gonna say it's not 24-hour wear. It's not. I'm gonna go through the claims and let you know if they meet the claims, and then give you just a little bit of my thoughts on the formula and the price and the whole lipstick in total. So the first claim is 24 hours of rich matte color with our kiss-proof and transfer-resistant lipstick. Kiss-proof and transfer-resistant, yes. I would say that's definitely true, because it does set. I've had this on for a few hours. I can press my lip pretty firmly, and a very minimal amount comes off. As you do live your life, and as you do eat and drink and all that kind of stuff, food will, and the oils from food will start integrating into the lipstick and break down a little bit more. So as the day goes on, the transfer resistant nature, it gets compromised, but definitely for the first few hours through to maybe like 6 hours, it is a fairly budge proof lipstick, that's for sure. 24 hours is absolutely off the table. I would say 12 hours is a good claim, a realistic claim, especially for the brighter colors. I would say the nude colors will probably be less. Darker, brighter colors tend to last a bit longer. So 12 hours, yes. 24 hours, I would no. I think where they would get that claim is that they would leave it like on a hand or something for 24 hours. And yeah, if you don't wash your hand, and if you don't expose it to anything, or if you don't rub it, you know, of course it's going to be there 24 hours later. But with your lips, where you are eating and drinking and talking, there is no way it's going to last 24 hours. No way. They're saying that it's their longest wearing lipstick to date, and it effortlessly douses lips with a full coverage, ultra creamy matte finish. Yes, it is very matte. I would say it's not creamy. It might be creamy to apply, but once it sets down, it feels quite matte. Doesn't feel powdery or flaky, but it does feel like a drier matte lipstick. So just beware. I think there are much more comfortable options in the MAC market, MAC range, and I'll talk about that in a second. Maybe technically this is their longest wearing bullet lipstick, or lipstick in general, to date. But I think I have actually had better wearing lipsticks from their range. So I would say I disagree, but maybe technically it is. The Flexi Lock technology delivers long wearing flexible coverage for softer, smoother lips. I would say this could be a lot more flexible. I reckon it could be a lot more comfortable. The next claim is about nutrient packed conditioning passion fruit oil for a comfortable next to naked feel. No. Yes, maybe there's ingredients in there that are supposed to be nourishing, but overall it is a dry feeling setting lipstick. It is akin to a liquid lipstick, but just a more comfortable liquid lipstick. It's not one of those ones that look puckered and dry and flaky and literally flaking off your face. This is like a better performing liquid lipstick, like a more comfortable liquid lipstick, but it's still a matte budge proof finish and you can feel it even with the thinnest layer. No skipping, no dragging, and no touch-ups needed. I think this is, once you've got it sort of moving and you've taken that top layer off, it is much easier to apply and a lot creamier to apply, but I would say you do need touch-up. So even though this doesn't meet all the claims in my opinion, I still think it's quite a nice lipstick. And if you do like a matte long wearing lipstick and you traditionally have been okay with liquid lipsticks but you want a bullet version, I think this is quite a nice formula. I love the look of it. It's super vibrant. That matte finish makes it look like really a flat, vibrant, beautiful effect on the lips. So I really like the finish of this. And more importantly, what I do like about it is that it wears down sort of evenly throughout the day. I've had liquid lipsticks that wear off sort of patchy and it looks really obvious that your lipstick was supposed to be bold but is wearing off. Whereas if something fades down throughout the day, it just looks like all of a sudden you start the day with a really bright lip, but throughout the day, it just looks like it's a little bit sheerer, but it still looks good. So I like how this wears down. I've also worn this with like a lip oil or a lip balm underneath, and it loses the transfer resistant nature, but it feels a lot more comfortable. So if you don't want that sort of really transfer proof finish, that matte finish, and you want a little bit more hydration, definitely layer this over a hydrating product, but you will lose that setting finish. So just be aware of that. But it does integrate nicely with other more nourishing lip products. So I like the look of this. I think the color is gorgeous. I like the finish. If I want to wear something and not have to worry about it transferring and getting on my teeth and smearing on my chin after I eat, this is one that I will definitely reach for. But am I going to be buying more? Chances are I'm not. So if I fall in love with another shade from this range, I may buy it on sale. Often MAC in Australia has 20% off sale, so I would consider buying it then. But I'm not going to go out and be like, I need a whole bunch of these, because I like this for the finish and the color, not so much for the wearing ability and how it actually feels. So I think this is overpriced. 54 Australian dollars is way too expensive. Also, it only contains 1.8 grams of product. A normal MAC lipstick contains, I think it's 3 grams. I think it's 3 grams, and it's like $20 cheaper. Now I'm going to compare Lady Danger as a swatch. This is just the matte formula. It's a very similar color. Lady Danger is a little bit creamier and a little bit more red. So if you prefer that, I'll just go the original formula. Another one I really like is the Hot Paprika in the Powder Kiss Velvet Blur Slim Stick. Now this shade Hot Paprika, it is a little bit more vibrant, a little bit more neon, and probably slightly more corally. So these are all different. This is more orange, this is more red, this is more coral, but I actually think I like this formula more. Now this is $46 full priced. I bought some 20% off, so I have never paid full price for these, but I really like the formula of these. These are contain slightly more, so this is 2 grams, this is 1.8 grams, but I actually feel like these wear almost just as well, but are a little bit more comfortable. So they don't have that setting feel where it's, you know, transfer resistant, but this wears really nicely, fades out really nicely, and I get as much longevity out of this one as I do this one. I actually like all of these lipsticks. I just think this one is too overpriced. This is probably best value for money. This is probably, you get that slim, precise effect, nice and opaque, a little bit more comfortable, but still wears really, really well. This one is that budge proof element. So if you prefer a liquid lipstick effect that it, you know, budge proof, transfer proof, mask resistant, this is the one you want to go for, but I just think it's a little bit too expensive. It should have been closer to this price range, but it is gorgeous. It's very pretty. So I'm not mad that I bought it. So anyway, that's my wear test. Let me know if you've tried them, what you think, and I will see you in the comments and the next one. Bye.